Live clean, eat cleaner. The only natural and patented produce wash. Eat Cleaner is a tasteless, odorless, and lab-tested line of food wash and wipes that is up to 99.9% more effective than water in cleaning wax. The only natural, patented produce wash in a 14-day study, applying Eat Cleaner all-natural fruit vegetable wash to a variety of fruit and 100 pure guaranteed vegetables. Also prolong shelf life up to 5 times longer through a natural blend of fruit acids and antioxidants. This can help save your family on average of over $500 per year, reducing waste and making it easy to get your half plate of fruit and vegetables each day. Eat Cleaner offers a wide variety of solutions for food safety and shelf life extension for consumers, retailers, food service, and operators. USDA bio-based, OMRI listed for use on organic produce, non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, made in the USA, lab-proven, and patented. So if you want cleaner fruits and veggies, try Eat Cleaner. Check the link in the description section below.
Tea is your escape. It's your opportunity to create a moment for stillness, for reflection, for yourself. It's your connection to a world of senses, flavors both exotic and familiar, energizing and relaxing. It's your retreat from an increasingly turbulent world. It's the perfect paradox of simplicity and complexity. Teabox.com connects tea to people, uniting the richest flavors of the finest teas with the curious, the cultivated, and the adventurous all over the world. The freshest tea you've ever tasted, from crop to cup. There's simply no simpler way to experience the wonderful complexity of tea. Teabox, packing up the freshness. Tea thrives on freshness, and so do they. Teabox temperature and humidity control facility ensure that tea is maintained. The teas themselves go into oblique bags with aluminum layers that protect them from excess moisture and light. With Teabox, shopping for fresh, loose leaf tea is easy because you make an informed purchase. You know exactly where your tea is coming from. So for the freshest teas in the world, check out Teabox.com. That's right, Teabox.com. Check the link in the description section below.
Are you a boxing fan? Check out Ring Kings Boxing only on the PRO Media Network.
The Klein's family has been getting people to go nuts for old nuts since 1995. As legends have it, a number of the Klein's friends who heard the idea said you can go nuts trying to name a store like that. In the excitement, the Klein's thought their friends said old nuts instead of go nuts and proceeded to throw caution to the wind. Old Nuts has over 2,000 items, bulk and wholesale prices of a whole lot of your favorite fruits, nuts, and confections. A selection of gift baskets for any budget, any occasion, and provides one of the best and impressively rated shopping experiences on the web. Fact is, between their selection, service, speed, or their online presence in the virtual mirror retail experience, they have developed an enviable client base that's comprised of personal and professional customers who count on their remarkable range of gift baskets. Think of gift basket, think about Old Nuts. Check them out, oldnuts.com. Check the link in the description section.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tiger Talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough Tiger Talk.
Go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers, go Tigers.
Tough Tiger Talk. Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking indeed. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or Fly. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
2006 NFC Championship game, and maybe what did you take away from that game as a play caller?
Well, first off, there aren't a lot of memories, which means it was a long time ago. I don't think it has an ounce of bearing on this game. I would bet there's a total of 3 people that might have been at that game that are playing in this game, coaches included. No, I remember going. That was our second playoff game on the road. We dealt with the elements. It's cold, windy, and lost a tough game.
Hey, Sean, this is Stacey Dales with NFL Network. I'm curious if you could give us a perspective defensively on just how difficult it is to defend play action, especially with a team that does it as much as the Bears offensively. And, we don't see it real time like you do down on the field and prepare for it the way you do. What is that like?
Well, 2 things. It becomes a little bit easier if the running game isn't having the desired success that your opponent wants. But the conflicts that take place on the backside, on a wide zone, the backside end is closing. He might be the player that they're not blocking, and so he's the free player that can close. And so if that ball cuts up, he's there to make the tackle. Well, then there's a conflict when the quarterback comes off of that and now is in a boot, and we've got to redirect. And then our backside eyes at linebacker relative to what looks like the wide zone, but here comes the swap boot where like an half tight end or receiver comes back against the grain and boot, comes from the running side out to the weak side, and I'm responsible for him. So there are these conflicts that take place, runner pass, and our eyes have to be real good. I think that's a starting point relative to what you're seeing, and then there's a premium on any indicators that you might be able to pick up that might tell you bird, rabbit, like we used to say, bird being pass, rabbit being run. If you can get some of those indicators, maybe the depth of the back, maybe the play fake was decent, but the quarterback came out a little skinnier. All of those things factor into, defending a good boot or naked or not.
So you're saying it's tough.
Yeah, I think, and it's the essence of, all right, we're going to run the ball. We're going to drop back and throw the ball. And then the last thing we're going to do is act like we're going to run it with a play action fake and throw it. So there are some play action protections that are easy to key and diagnose, and I can still get to my zone. I can still get to my man. And then there are other play actions that look and feel and taste and smell a lot more like a run, and those ones are the ones that are a little bit more challenging.
Sean, with the goal being to have Michael ready for this week, how has he progressed over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, no updates injury-wise, John. I mean, I appreciate the question, but I'm going to see what this week holds. Currently, he's still on reserve injured. I know he's been working at it and trying to get back, but we'll get a better feel this week as to the progress he's made, and hopefully that's significant.
Is there any
Sean, I
advantage?
know deep in the weeds on Chicago, but if you can tackle a little bit of a big picture question from me. I know you have answered this before about the difficulty of winning this time of year. How much perspective have you gained on that over the years? And have you been able to, relay that message to maybe some of your younger players? You all got in the league, you go to the NFC Championship game your first year, you win a Super Bowl in your fourth year. And now 15 years in, have you been able to get that message across to your team about the postseason and taking it to another level?
Yeah, listen, I think they understand it. Many of these guys have been a part of these playoff runs here. The divisional round up in Minneapolis, the championship round here in the Superdome. And, you know, they've been a part, most of this group has been a part of playoff wins and then tough playoff losses. So it's not a best of 7, it's not a best of 5 or, you know, best of 3. It's 3 hours and you have a winner or loser. And so, you know, trying to play your best game that day. It doesn't have to be a perfect game, but trying to play your best game and do the things that allow you to win. Those are the things that are paramount, the fundamentals and the attention to detail.
Does it make a difference, Sean? I know this is kind of an obvious question, but just what you alluded to, the sudden death nature of the NFL playoff, if you will, that there is no tomorrow if you don't play your best?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's just how it is. Again, I feel like the thing I feel like is we've got a pretty experienced postseason group. You know, that first draft class, we were in the playoffs and won.
Who brought their dog here?
You know, the next year, same way. These guys have been a part of it, and then last year, you know, had that bitter taste of an early out. You know, just the first game. So, you know, we all, this whole team, we got high goals, and yet you focus right now on the task at hand.
Sean, do you have a good feel for how well-rounded this team is, I guess, considering the number of ways it's had to win games this season?
Yeah, I think, look, a lot of guys have played, and I'm encouraged with the guys that have stepped in and had to play. I mean, Grant just got a game ball from
All right, big ups to the Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for being here on this edition of the Sports Coma entitled Wildcard Wednesday Saints Talk. We in the building. Big ups to the family members. Coach Payton chiming in with his analysis during his conference call. So, you know, what we're going to look at now, we're going to take an opportunity to kind of move forward in this thing and introduce the stars. So big ups to the family members in the live stream on this one. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for joining me for this installment of the show. Big ups to everybody in the chat. Much love to the family members. Big ups to you and Yearns on this Hump Day edition, Wildcard Wednesday Hump Day edition of the Sports Coma. We in the building. Big ups to the family members chiming in this thing. Big ups. All right, fam. Let's keep it rolling, man, as I start off with the roll call. Big ups to the family members in the chat, starting off with Jerry Paul Jr. Who that to you first in the chat? Verlin, what's up, Verlin? Who that to you? Welcome to the Pro Megastar. Appreciate you, Verlin, for stepping it up. And Verlin is a Pro Megastar member. Appreciate you, Verlin. T Dirty, what's up, T Dirty? Big ups to you, bro. T Dirty in the building as well. Much love, T Dirty and the rest of the fam. All right, John Thompson, what's up, John? Who that to you? As well, who that? Robert Clark, who that to you? Brian Pearson, who that to you? KB, what's up, fam? Who that to you? CT Crush 87, who that to you? Big ups, bro. House of Twigger, who that to you? Let's see who else. The True Hurts, who that to you? Devin C, who that to you? Let's see, Trey Joseph, who that to you? Let's see what else we got there. Josh Goat 23, who that? Collinator, who that to you? Rush Hour, who that to you? Tyra, what's up, T Mama? Who that to you? Morgan, who that to you? Coming all the way from California in the building. Much love to you, Morgan, in the building. Much love. All right, Kai the Great, what's up, Kai? Who that to you, family? Says my dog Big Q. What's good, baby? Who that family? Was good with it? Big game this weekend. We can't. He doing the Reverend Saint. He doing the Reverend Saint. What's good, baby? How you doing, baby? What's good, family, baby? How you doing, baby? Big game this weekend, baby. We can't take the Bears lightly, baby. But please, baby, we gotta come out on top, baby. You gotta do it, baby. I got you there, Kai. Who that to you, bro? See, I recognize Reverend Saint, man, whether you doing the text or not. I represent Reverend Saint, man. I see it. All right, big ups to the rest of the family members. Donovan Grayson, who that to you, brother Donovan? How you doing, fam? Who that to you? Let me see who else we got here chiming in on this thing. What's up, Aquan? Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right. Who else we got? I don't want to leave nobody else out of this thing. All right. KK 504 in full code. Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in this piece as well. Big ups to the family members. All right, as well. So let me see who else we got here. Pick it and flick it. Who that to you? And all the family members chiming in this thing. If you didn't hear your name, give me a who that, and I shall give you a who that back, baby. Who that for life? What's up, fam? Who that to you as well? Lit Cookies. Who that to you? Good to see you in the chat. Lavelle, what's up, Lavelle? Who that to you? Big ups, fam. Good to see you in the chat. Elite Goods, who that to you? Good to see you, Elite. What's up, fam? Charles, what's up, Charles? Who that to you, fam? Good to see you as well. And all the Black and Gold family members, the Great Saint Think Tank is live in effect up in this piece. Rush Hour, thank you for your super chat, my friend. Appreciate you. He says, today I won the Super Bowl. I was part of voting for the first black senator of Georgia, and that's coming from a brother from New Orleans. Okay, thank you, Rush Hour. Who that to you? As well, Damone, who that to you? What's up, Damone? Jose, what's up, Jose? Who that, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. And all the family members, much love to the Great Saint Think Tank. Please hit upon the like button. And like I always say, chiming in this piece, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports family. I'm Big Q, your host, and you're the Great Saint Think Tank. The best of the Black and Gold Nation is in full effect, baby. What's happening with you? K Slim, what's up, fam? Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. K Slim in the building. Tori Shepard Sr., what's up, Tori? In the building as well. Shout out to you. So big ups to all the family members, man. Kendrick, what's up, Kendrick? Who that, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. So much love to all the family members in this thing. Please strike upon the like button. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and join the Great Saint Think Tank today, man. And I'd like to give a few shout outs. C-Rob180, thanks for giving a super chat earlier today. Let's see as well. Big ups to him as well. Let's see, and the rest of the family members chiming in this piece. All right, thank you for the super chat. Morgan, much love, says keep it up. Thank you, fam. Appreciate you and appreciate the super chat and the love. Much love to you. Salute. All right, swag fans, so there's no excuses. Beat the Bears. All right, we're going to make bear rugs out of their ass, so just get ready for it. All right, big ups to you too. Fred Savage, what's up, Fred? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you. Derek Dorsey, what's up, D? Good to see you in the chat as well. And salute to the entire Great Saint Think Tank. We're in the building. We're in the building, baby. All right, now listen, fam, what we're going to do today, we started the broadcast off with Coach Payton chiming in, man, and dropping his knowledge about the Bears, a little history about the Bears, and he talked a bit of schematics as well. And boy, sure, if you listen to Coach Payton as much as I have, Coach Payton has a professor's mindset when it comes toward building plays. A bit overcomplicates things from time to time. I wonder if people ever tell him that. You know, Coach, you this, that, and third, and you do verbalize and vocalize and stuff. And Coach know what he's doing with that offensive skill set. But he got to learn to balance that thing. You got to run the ball too, man. You know, it kind of simplified a little bit more. Good grief, man. I don't even know if the reporter understood fully what he was saying. But like I said, it comes down to running the ball and throwing the ball. I mean, it's just what it is. And if you got the strongest, meanest guys out of the other guys, your meanest guys will beat their guys at the line of scrimmage. And once each guy dominate their individual matchups, it's over with. That's what you're seeing against the Minnesota Vikings on Christmas. That's what you've seen against the Carolina Panthers not too long after that, week 17. And that's what you'll see again. It's all about mentality. Who bringing it? Because you can have a whole team full of backups on the offensive line or the defensive line. But if those guys are inspired to play, they'll beat the better guys any day. It's about who is ready to play on that day. And we have to be prepared to take on, not only don't play with this team, but get them handled and get them out of the way. So with that being said, family, today we're going to get into it. It's not going to be a very long show, family. I'm going to get through the news and notes. Then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back. Matter of fact, I'm going to skip the break and put it on the tail end of the show, leaving out So to make some time, I ain't gonna be able to go full with you today because I got a Pelican post game report. I'm filming recording a little later on today. So I'm gonna go up to about 7:30. So I'm gonna cut out the break, the second break after the hour, and just push it toward the back end of the show. So we can fit about an hour's worth of calls from you guys in this show today on the Great Saint Think Tank. So without further ado, I'm gonna get going and share some of the news notes and items from some of the stories or some of the things I know you guys want to hear about as well. So just give me just a second, family. I'm gonna get into this, and it's a few of them, not too many of them, so that I can try to squeeze in as many of you guys' calls as we possibly can. So just give me just a second here, and we'll get this thing here fired up. All right. So please hit the like button, subscribe if you aren't a subscriber, and here we go. If I didn't give you a shout out, family members, please feel free to give me a who dat, and I got you. All right, let's move into it. On this one right here, we're gonna start off, and this is the Saints injury report for Hump Day, today's game as well. Listen, we knew about the Taysom thing. Yeah, this is live, Latrell. Latrell all spit around. Some people can't tell the difference between the 24/7 the Saints HQ or Saints headquarters, which is our 24/7 live feed show, right? It's a 24/7 live stream, which plays 24/7, 7 days a week, baby, all day. Nothing never been done like that for Saint content. We're in the building. Much love to the Great Saint Think Tank as we continue to innovate this thing. Saints injury report on Hump Day looks like this. Six Saints were listed on the injury report for the NFC Wildcard game. It's playoff time, baby. Can you feel that? Can you dig it? It's playoff time. This is my favorite time of the NFL season. We done got through all of the regular season stuff, and now it's on for real. We in the tournament. You one and done here, and that finality, that sense of not fixing it the next game, it is all on you to make it work in this game right now. There's no more ifs, ands, or buts about it. Show up or get the hell out of town. This is what it looked like. Nick Easton, concussion again, DMP. This is Nick Easton's third. It's his third, I think, concussion. He'll miss this game and probably the next game as well. This is third concussion, man. So I don't know when he got it. He probably got it in the last game. I don't remember him getting it. But he does have a DMP for Wednesday. Probably be shut down this game and the next game. JT Gray dealing with shoulder issues. He was limited, though. Trey Hendrickson's dealing with the neck. He was limited. Josh Hill is back on the field as well, which is good news because the Saints could use their a really good backup tight end to help out when they need him. He's limited. Taysom Hill dealing with a concussion. He's limited, and I don't know if he'll be ready for the Saints matchup. We'll just have to see because he's under the concussion protocol right now. He was actually, they say, limited in practice with a concussion. I don't know how you can be limited in practice with a concussion. You're supposed to be under the concussion protocol, so I don't know if that's a typo or what, but I mean, they don't usually supposed to do that, but you never know. Marcus Williams' ankle was limited, but Marcus Williams did practice, which we know he'll be back for the upcoming matchup, like we said. So the question was about Taysom Hill, which is still a question in my book, because if he did practice today, how is he practiced with a concussion? He's supposed to be under the concussion protocol according to the rule. We'll see how that goes. I'll research it some further down the line. All right, let's move on to the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs, I don't give them the name Bears because they barely doing the damn thing. So, I mean, in that term, I give them that. The Chicago barely doing a damn thing Cubs, or this is how they look. Darnell Mooney, the young, exciting wide receiver, was DNP with ankle issues. Not a good sign for him. Cordell Patterson, he was shut down, but it was not injury-related, more personal than anything, which means he should be all right. Buster Skrine, concussion, he was DNP. Roquan Smith, I read a report on him. I don't think he'll be good to go for this matchup. He could end up missing this game, according to reports. We'll see. He's one of their better linebackers. Jelon Johnson dealing with shoulder issues, but he was limited. Alex Bars, which is offensive lineman, he fully practiced. Deion Bush, defensive back, fully practiced for them. Tayshaun Gibson, the safety, fully practiced with neck issues. Jimmy Graham was shut down, not injury-related. So was Hakeem Hicks. He was shut down. Two former Saints players as well, but fully practiced. Those guys should be all right. Safety Eddie Jackson had a wrist issue, but he fully practiced. Cole Kmet, their backup tight end, had a shoulder issue, but fully practiced. Offensive lineman Charles Leno Jr. fully practiced from a toe. Khalil Mack with a shoulder issue fully practiced as well. Allen Robertson hamstring issue fully practiced today. Duke Shelley fully practiced with the knee. Linebacker Danny Trevathan is not injury related, so he's all right. Defensive back Kendall Villar had an ankle situation, but he fully practiced. And linebacker Josh Woods fully practiced as well. So there are quite a few Bears on this list to watch out for. Of course, the two former Saints players like Hicks and Jimmy Graham, you got to watch out for those guys as well. Danny Trevathan is a solid linebacker as well, and Roquan Smith. So they do have some pieces on this team that you need to look out for if you're the Saints defense, but nothing I'm going to worry about. I mean, but anyway, we'll break down the full breakdown. That'll happen on the Friday show when we do the full scouting report on that show. All right, let's move on to the next article. New Orleans Saints tackle Terron Armstead named the club's 2020 winner of the Ed Block Courage Award. The award is given annually to a player from each NFL team who has persevered through adversity. So, big ups to our dog, Terron Armstead. Congratulations to you, Terron. A solid person, a solid individual, a good dude all around. And he won the Ed Block Award. So much love to the brother. In a vote by his teammates, the Saints left tackle Terron Armstead has been named the club's 2020 Ed Block Coverage Award winner, which is given annually to a player from each National Football League team who has persevered through adversity. Armstead teammates voted him as the club's winner based on his dedication to his teammates. Whenever he suffered injuries or faced different challenges, he has oftentimes put his team and teammates ahead of himself and often returned as quickly as possible based on his dedication and work ethic. Realizing his importance in manning one of the most important positions in the sport of football, which is the blindside tackle position. And one of the club's two third-round draft picks, 75th overall in 2013 NFL draft, out of Arkansas Pine Bluff, really a true diamond in the rough. Armstead, 6'5", 304, developed quickly and moved into the starting left tackle position in Week 16 of the regular season. In his rookie campaign, he played in 89 regular season games with 85 starts, has opened all 7 of his postseason appearances, selected to the Pro Bowl each of his last 3 seasons. He joins the Pro Football Hall of Fame left tackle Willie Roaf as the second Saints tackle to be selected 3 times. So he's in great company in Terron Armstead. And of course, Armstead both suffered tragic loss of his brother in an accident whose automobile was struck by another while stopping and waiting for a train to pass. He also tested positive for C-19, and despite the loss of his family and physical challenge, he has been there for his teammates and community on and off the field. He has opened all 14 games for the NFL's 6th-ranked passing offense and 5th-ranked scoring team, which has set a franchise record with 30 rushing touchdowns, tied for the 6th highest total in NFL record books. And off the field, Armstead's 2019 nominee for the NFL Walter Payton of the Man of the Year award, and one of the team's most generous players, remained dedicated to making off-the-field impact despite the challenge of C-19. Armstead, through his team Armstead Foundation, has almost completed work on a 40,000 square foot building in his hometown of Cahokia, Illinois, that will serve as the headquarters for Team Armstead's foundation. This will be a multifaceted community center that will feature a daycare, after-school program, internship, mentorship program with eventual plans for one in the New Orleans area. So a lot of stuff to talk about with Terron Armstead, but he's one of those guys that are blessed because he does it the right way. So big ups to Terron, and thank you for all of the great stuff that you do for the city of New Orleans and other cities and other areas of the country that need your help in the inner city. So thank Terron Armstead, and congratulations to receiving the Ed Block Coverage Award. Real big honor, team award, and that's big. All right, let's move on, family, to the next one right here, and we're gonna look at this one. It's the Saints safety Marcus Williams returned to practice Wednesday. QB Taysom limited with concussion. Now let's shine some light on this Saints safety Marcus Williams returned to practice on Wednesday in a limited fashion after missing the last 2 games due to an ankle injury, according to the first practice report of the week. Tight end Josh Hill also returned to practice on a limited role after missing last week's game against the Panthers and most of the previous games against the Chiefs. Quarterback utility player Taysom was on the injury report for the first time this season. Wednesday was limited with a concussion. He left Sunday's game with the Panthers early and did not return. Additionally, defensive end Trey Hendrickson was limited with neck injury, and defensive back special teams ace JT Gray was limited with a shoulder situation. The one Saints player not practicing Wednesday was guard Nick Easton, who was listed out with a concussion. 4 players for the Chicago Bears were estimated to not have practice on Wednesday as they were holding walkthroughs, and we covered a lot of their stuff as well. So we broke that down. But anyway, this is just a brief synopsis of what we were talking about earlier. All right, let's keep going. And this is the 4th and final article we're here before we flash back to the main screen. Saints considered quarantining 50,000 fans. The Saints considered quarantining 50,000 fans in hotels so playoff games could have full crowds. Payton suggested this to the reporters, right? That's perhaps the only thing more frequent than the Saints' playoff appearances in Superdome in the last decade or so is a comment during the postseason matchup after the home crowd's talent for making enough noise to disrupt opposing decision-making on offense with restrictions due to the C virus pandemic in place. That environment won't be present when the team faced the Bears on Sunday. However, the team actually was reportedly looking into plans to see if they could make it happen anyways. Now, of course, Luke Johnson reported this on Time Picayune, was one of the reporters speaking to Payton on Wednesday about the upcoming playoff game. When the coach was asked about recreating home field advantage, the suggestion was pretty wild. Full quotes, I brought up the idea of testing 50,000 people and quarantining them in a hotel and having the most safest Superdome known to man. Scientifically, bust them. They've tested every day, and you've got a C virus free facility. This was just, this was said in jest, I think. Oh, it's definitely said in jest. 50,000 of them in a hotel. But, you probably would, that's not a bad idea if you take what? You got 50,000, maybe you're looking at maybe 15,000. That's quarantined. It'd be hard for anybody to say that under those situations. Oh, they can't do it, but these people have been tested. You can then say, oh, no, we can't do it because no. That definitely helps out the conversation. But, that's just a unique out of the box thinking, but it's crazy enough to work. On the surface, the idea makes sense. It is transferring the quite successful bubble approach the NBA and the NHL took this summer for the respective postseason. However, logistically speaking, it seems like an absolute nightmare, maybe for 50,000. But of course, if you hammer it back to maybe 15 to 18,000, that's not bad. And then you have that many people spread it around in that 78,000 seat Superdome. That is definitely not a bad idea. It's out of the box type of thinking that I can appreciate. All right, so for what it's worth, the Saints will be one of a few teams having fans in stands during the thing. Now, roughly 3,000 people are expected to be in attendance, nowhere near the stadium's capacity, but the energy they bring will certainly be more than nothing, and perhaps just enough to rattle Mitch Trubisky. Well, that and the fact that the Saints defense will be knocking him upside his head during this game will also help out to the fact. So 3,000 people, roughly around 3,000. I was thinking more around 12 to 1,500. They're reporting 3,000 people in the building. So just to let those people who want to know about how many people are being allowed in the dome, the reporter dropped a nitbit on it and saying it's around roughly 3,000. So we'll know that as it gets closer to the game of what we're looking at. So doing a quick recap before we bounce back to the main screen. Saints injury report today looks like this. Nick Easton dealing with a concussion. JT Gray he was limited with a shoulder issue. Trey Hendrickson, they playing it safe with the neck. Josh Hill is back from his concussion ordeal, what he had. His hand issue, where he was shut down and limited in this one. Taysom, according to them, was practicing even though he had signs of a concussion. Whatever, right? Marcus Williams' ankle was also practicing as well, and of course, we know we didn't see Mike Thomas on here at all. So, Mike Thomas is good to go. Deontay Harris is good to go. All these guys you'll see a little later on. So the Saints getting a lot healthy. And of course, the Bears got they have so many people that's on this injury list. Is quite ridiculous. That's what I'm saying. The Saints have been fortunate and pretty much blessed for the summation of the season, especially going into the playoffs. And we documented this on the previous shows. about how well and how effective the Saints are in terms of their personnel. We lost Mike Thomas for pretty much half the season, Drew for a month of the season, and various other playmakers would disappear, dealing with different things they went through, like Emmanuel Sanders with the C-19 stuff. And you had lost this guy for this summation, this guy for this summation. But I think the most impactful of the injuries is by far Quan Alexander. But with that being said, the Saints are relatively healthy going into the playoffs and really look really well marching into the playoffs with everybody coming back. Marcus Williams coming back. I'm hearing word on the street Patrick Robinson will be activated for this game as well to give him some more depth in the secondary. Of course, you have Marcus Davenport, who's healthy, playing in the playoffs for the first time in the 3 years that he's been here. Trey Hendrickson playing in the playoffs. You have a healthy Cam Jordan, as opposed to last year. Cam Jordan was dealing with a groin issue where he wasn't totally healthy coming into the playoffs. So they were banged up pretty bad last year, and the defensive front wasn't there. This is a different year this year, as the Saints defense have access to all of the defenders, not to mention Carl Granderson is stepping his game up on the tail end of the season. Notice Granderson was moving his game up as he finished the season with 2 sacks in the Carolina game. So Carl Granderson stepping his game up as well as he gets more reps from Dennis Allen on that side of the ball. So I'm encouraged by the Saints defensive line. Nobody's talking about that. Obviously, the fact that, we Saints folks, so we notice all of that. So, we got to give credit where credit due. The Saints are healthier than pretty much most of these teams that's coming into the playoffs. You look at this long-ass laundry list of the Chicago Cubs, and they barely making the game. I mean, most of these guys are banged up with issues. Look how many damn people that is. And the Saints got just these guys here, and then really Nick Easton shut down. Everybody else is playing, so, that's good. And okay, we're going to big love and respect for Terron Armstead. He winning the Ed Block Courage Award, given to the player who's dealt with and persevered through adversity. His family member passed away. He had C-19. He kept his head and eyes open, very positive person, and made it through it. And of course, we talked about the injury, going over the injury report list article. And then, of course, the idea Coach Payton threw out there about 50,000 people in the hotels, which they're kind of saying it is kind of over the crowd. 50,000 might be a bit over, but you dial it back to 15, 18. I think that's a bad idea, but, we'll see what goes on with that. I'm thinking that's just something you might have to look at doing stuff like that in the upcoming years. Who knows? It might not be this year, might be the upcoming years, because, of course, the next season coming into it, now that they have the shots available for people to start taking it, I'm interested to see just how the NFL, NBA, and all these other organizations handle that end of it. Because I could just see it being a bit of a disaster, because most people are for and some are not. So it'll be interesting to see how they go with that, But anyway, that's the breakdown of the so far of it, and we'll bounce back to the screen. And I'd like to thank all the family members chiming in this piece, man. Much love to you. Troy Thompson, who that to your fam, and everybody. Jasper, what's up, Jasper? Who that to your fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to you, and thank you for being here. Dwayne, brother Dwayne is in the building. Who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the building. Big ups to you as well. Brett says, I'm just getting here. What about Michael Thomas? Will he be back? Yes, he will be back, Brett, for this game as well. Him and Deontay Harris. So, you don't have to worry about that. Brett V, who that to you? Thank you for being here. Kelvin Washington from Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Kel? Big ups to you, bro. Thank you for chiming in. Revolt Control. What's up, Revolt? Chiming in from Georgia. Big Dog Dada in the building. Who that to you, fam? David Kip, who that to you? What's up, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. And all the family members. Wallace, what's up? Wallace Smith, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in there, bro. Big ups to you. And like I said, family, a lot. Jermaine, what's up, Jermaine? Who that, bro? Brother Madge Prime, who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right, and Jasper says we should have testing at the entrance, testing fans upon arrival. The ones who test negative, let them in. Right, that's absolute. Don Wine Fontaine, what's up, Don Wine? Big ups to you, bro, as well. And I think they do a bit of that when you go through the door. They they have the little device they point at your head, and to see if they could test your temperature and all this kind of stuff. So I think they do a bit of that, you know. They making sure your face is covered and all that. Ice Cream Man, what's up, Ice Cream Man? 504, who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat. And all the family members. Tremal, what's up, Tremal? Who that, bro? Good to see you in there as well. So big ups to all the family members. Please strike upon the like button, family. If you hadn't done so, hit the like button. If you're watching and you're not a subscriber, feel free to subscribe and join the Great Saint Think Tank today. And like I said, family, I'm gonna be with you guys up to around 7:30, maybe 7:35ish right there. So I'm gonna forego the commercial break that I usually do right after I finish breaking the news down, just to open up the broadcast for the family members to chime in. So if you give me a moment here, I'm gonna open up the chat right here. We're gonna put a link in the chat so the family members can pop in and get on the show. And any questions, concerns, or comments that you guys have, you can feel free to jump on the show and speak your mind. What's up, Kyle? Who that, bro? Good to see you in the chat, bro. Big ups to you. Hold on here, family. Just give me a second, and I'm going to post that link in the chat so the family members can pop in that thing. All right, just give me just a second here. Yes, sir. Yeah, fam. And that's one of the things we talked about when you're dealing with what's going on with the black and gold, man. Really, truly, I got to give it to the Saints, man, because being healthy is a major part of this thing. I tell you no different. The Saints are as healthy as they possibly could be. I mean, of course, you know, we are kind of still a bit of upset about what happened with Quan Alexander, to lose him like we did so close to the playoffs, you know, and that's a hit. But like I was saying about, you know, Alex Anzalone, a lot of people don't like Alex Anzalone. I won't get into a big spiel about it. Everybody got their feelings different about if Alex Anzalone is worth it or whatnot. But one thing you can't discount is that he looked decent, man, in that Carolina Panther game, flying around. And of course he had to elevate that confidence, but he's doing all right, in my opinion. Not shabby, not superstarish, but you know, but he's doing all right. And I expect him to keep maintaining that as well. All right, hold on, family. Gonna put this link in the chat. And there you go. So family, if you want to pop in on there, you can feel free to strike upon that link and we'll get you right on in there as well. All right, so big ups to the black and gold. YT Solo, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat. Big ups to you. Saul to Paul, big ups to you, fam. Thank you for joining the stream today. Much love. Yeah, he said Alex had one tackle. Not too, you know, not bad, man. And I know people are not really high on Alex Anzalone after losing Quan Alexander. That's a big fall from grace because they made the call to get Quan because of Alex's inability and what he was doing this year, because he was coming into the season. He didn't look good. You know, he didn't look good. He wasn't playing like we accustomed to seeing that Alex Anzalone play, like a guy possessed. Now, they call him Thor, but he's flying around, his hair's flying everywhere. He wasn't doing that. He wasn't attacking like he traditionally does, and I think that hurt him because his mindset would change to that of, oh, I got to make sure I preserve my body because I done had 4 or 5. I forgot how many damn shoulder surgeries the man done had. You know, so I mean, he don't want to get hurt again. But listen, you just got to keep doing it. You got to keep, whatever happened. You say your prayers. You put them big ass shoulder pads on. You get your ass out there and you play like they ain't tomorrow. You know, if you think you're gonna play timidly and people won't know this, you sadly mistaken on that, Jack. Latrell says Q, you doing the Pelican Post? Yes, sir. We are doing the Pelican Post game report tonight, doing the OKC matchup. I'm shutting the stream down. This stream down at 7:30ish so I can peep the rest of the game. But I'm going to be here talking to the family members right now. All right, Kyle, thank you. Kyle is welcome to the Pro Superstar. So we thank Kyle for joining the Pro Superstars as well. Big ups to you, fam. Thank you for joining the Pro Superstars as well. You and Brother Vernon is stepping their game up as well. So I appreciate that. And the family members with the super chat. As you can see, Laddie Daddy. I'm Laddie Daddy. Thank you for joining the Pro Superstars. I'm Laddie Daddy. That's right, KK 504 and 44 code said Lockdown Sunday. All right. Dwayne says, I don't like the idea of Nickelodeon themed football game. Just kid. cleave the cartoons out of football. I don't give a damn if they're trying to reach a younger audience or not. You don't see NFL on Bucks. oh, Bugs Bunny. Okay, I got you there, Dwayne. Yes, a secondary network is something that they're doing to move the game around, to different audiences. It's just an attempt to make more money. That's what it's all about. And they already have you, so they're trying to get a younger dynamic, a younger demographic, and that's what they're shooting at. And that's why you see it in different areas. You see it in, of course, you see it CBS and all those other places as well, Nickelodeon and Prime as well. So that goes to show you, man, NFL's all about the money. It's all about money. That's what it's all about, money, making the most money it can make. And you'll see stuff like that occur. Like you'll see teams start doing really well. Like if they got a shitty stadium and they want a stadium and the team doing bad, the people not going to give you no stadium if you lose. And it happened here in New Orleans. That's what happened with Tom Benson when he was fussing and bussing with the city council and the family members. The people was putting pressure on the city council members and state not to give the Saints no money to build no stadium. We ain't building you no stadium and you lose. And that's what we were saying. He was like, if you don't build me that stadium, I'm going to take my goddamn team to San Antonio. And he was like, go ahead and take them. But the thing is, that was the gamble. But he knew that that there is no comparison between the San Antonio market in terms of football and the New Orleans market. Are you kidding me? New Orleans is where everybody comes to party and move around and everything. It's the part. And NBA loves coming out here with the All-Star games, the Super Bowls. We're done hosting more Super Bowls than anybody. So he damn sure didn't want to lose that market. And I promise you nothing. If he took that team out of here, I promise you the NFL would put another one down here because of how much money the city it makes down here. New Orleans has an opportunity. They call us a small market team, but listen, our numbers is up there all the time. The market itself it's all, it's quite deceiving because you talking about the size of the market, but you have Saints fans all over the damn place. You got Saints people all over the world. How you gonna gauge that market? What about the people that's not in the region? What about the ones that's up there on the West Coast or the ones on the East Coast? The ones way up in the north there where it snow really bad. You know what I'm saying? What about the ones down there in Mexico and south of Mexico, down there in Central and South America, the ones over there in Europe and in Africa? What about them? You counting them? No, you ain't counting them. You reading about the region, talking all that nonsense, but the Saints have a big following and it's been that way for a while. And I say that to say, this about, the team coming into the Superdome is that, the Cleveland Browns, look what they're doing. The Cleveland Browns finally winning. Don't be surprised if you don't see them get a stadium real soon, because that's how it go. You win, they get you a stadium, and that's how it go. But it happened down here, and it was crazy. Katrina is the reason why they renovating the dome, because prior to that, listen, that storm came in here and tore everything up. So you got a brand new gutted right now. Matter of fact, I know y'all probably seen the pictures of the new what they're trying to put the on field seating. You like they're doing that. They done tore out that and they putting on field seating and all that kind of stuff in the building. Like I said, it's over $200 million. It's 100 something this year. Renovations over the next several years that's happening after the playoffs are over with. And you're going to see them start building. And then next thing, they're going to start putting the lights in, taking out the stairs and putting it's all your money is what I'm saying. It's like they're gutting the whole damn thing inside and out, and they're doing it in phases over, I think, over a half a dozen years. But it is what it is. And you're going to start seeing teams that stadiums is old and dilapidated and look like shit. They're going to start balling, and then they're going to get a brand new stadium and go back to being shitty. Oh, man, that's what's going to happen. And the Cleveland Browns going to turn back to the Cleveland Frowns. I tell you what. Big ups to the family members, Brother Jerry, and as well, big ups to you. Oh, Cooler. What's up, old Cooler? Gundam. I see, says Saints East Coast. We all over the place, man. And that was before Katrina came down here and dispersed us even further, that we was all over the place before that. All right, family, now feel free. There's a link in the chat. You can feel free to hit the link and pop up on the show. I'm not going to be with you guys long, up until about 7:30, about an hour worth of calls we could take. So if you want to pop in and drop some science on the Great Saint Think Tank, feel free to hit that link and show up, and you can pop on the show and drop some science If not, if you don't feel like, feel free to drop questions, concerns, comments in the chat, and we'll go from there. But as far as everything else that we were seeing about the Mike Thomas will be good to go. Deontay Harris be good to go. I'm hearing rumblings. It's not official yet. Patrick Robinson, he will be good to go. You heard about Marcus Williams practicing, so he'll be good to go. Also, and there's several other players that were, Josh Hill is there as well. Lisa, thank you, Lisa. Lisa's chiming in, I think, from Facebook. Lisa, thank you for liking the stream via Facebook. Appreciate you. As the family members, we're simultaneously broadcasting across 3 different big platforms: Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. So much love to the Facebook family that's watching us, Twitch family members as well. Thank y'all, and we appreciate you. Thank you, Lisa, and who that to you. All right. Let's keep this thing going. Link in the chat for the family members. But like I said, I cannot overemphasize the fact that I'm incredibly happy about the fact that the Saints are extremely healthy going into the playoffs. And the biggest difference this year going into the playoffs, and this is my time of the year, family, is the fact that the Saints have that defensive line. I cannot overstate that. I cannot overstate that. I cannot overstate that. The Saints defensive line, because remember last year, it was the opposite. Trey Hendrickson was hurt. Davenport Henderson was gone. They were out. And of course, Cam Jordan was there, but he was dealing with a groin issue. So he wasn't healthy. So, and then of course, it's the maturation of Trey Hendrickson, who stepped up. It's the maturation to a degree of Marcus Davenport, who played a reserve role. But I'm cool with that. I'm cool with him playing a reserve role because he was able to receive more reps than he ever did before. And if you think about it, he kind of flipped the season upside down, but it's good to have him in the playoffs. You need that guy like Davenport in the playoffs so you can double down Cam. You can try to, do what you got to do. It's just going to be a hard lesson to learn because you got access to all of your fierce defensive line pass rushers. All of them are there. All of them. We talking about Cam, Davenport, Trey, Hendrickson, and Granderson. All of those guys are there, and they're playing on a high level right now. So it's really good to see that happening with the Saints right now. All right, let's keep it going. Back to the chat there. Gundam says, yeah, Matt, he says a lot of fans in New Orleans and France. Don Wine says the Cleveland Clowns. All right, that's what Don Wine said. Lewis, what's up, Lewis? Who that? All right, Dada says Saints may have one of the biggest fan bases in the world. It could be, bro. I mean, somebody did a study maybe 7 years ago. I was talking about they had Dallas up there. Like Dallas was up there and the Saints was like number 2 according to, what they did those years ago. That they were saying the Cowboys brand was big, but like New Orleans was like right up under that. And people wasn't talking about that because they was too busy trying to say that the Dallas Cowgirls is America's team. It's America's team. And that's not something we gave them. That's a model that they came up with years ago. And they still throwing that up there. We're America's team. No, you're not. You America's team. And you ain't been every time you go to the playoffs, you get knocked off. You ain't been in the Super Bowl in I don't know how long, since the mid-90s. How the hell are you America's team? You should say they're the past America's team. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no America's team no more. You need to drop that shit. All right, what's up, Idris? Who that to you? Jasper says I would want to get. He says I want to get stationed in Louisiana. I miss home. I tell my wife that every night. I miss them po' boys, Dixie cups, etc. Yeah, bro. Yeah, I just had a po' boy last month, and I must say it is good, bro. It's just nothing like the food, and even if you got people up there trying to cook it, like we went somewhere in Texas, near Arlington, and it was. Papa Do's, Tragic know what I'm talking about. For the family members that live in that area, they know what is it called, Papa Do's or whatever it is. And they're supposed to be like Louisiana food. Whoever the people was, they were supposed to have been from down here somewhere. And they went up out there, started a restaurant, and they blew up Papa Do's, which the food wasn't that bad. It just wasn't what it's accustomed to. That's the same thing too. Like if you eat Popeye's chicken down here and then you go somewhere else, it don't taste the same, does it? It's different, man. I'm telling you, it's different. It's different because not saying people don't know how to cook everywhere else, but it's a unique flavor that we have down here in the city. We know how to mix them spices. Listen, I got a whole damn cabinet full of spices. And I learned that from just cooking, my mama cooking and watching her cook. I'm saying, "Mom, what you putting on up in there?" "I'm putting this in there." "What you putting up in there, Mom? What you doing that?" Just, watching what she doing. And it be the little small stuff that create them different flavor dimensions to the food, boy. Let me tell you something. Like I said, I'll be looking. I know just what to do too. All right. Yeah, but big ups to moms for teaching your boy how to throw down in the kitchen. Let me tell you something. All right. I'm telling you, it save you a lot of money when you be throwing down in that kitchen. You heard me? All right, Tori, who that to you? Tori, good to see you in chat. Says Popeye is my favorite restaurant. I know, bro. It's different when you eat it down here than anywhere. I'm just telling you. I went somewhere in Atlanta, called myself get some Popeyes, and I went there and got some chicken or whatever it was. Man, I was like, what the hell is this? This tastes like grease. This tastes like flavored grease. This is not Popeyes, sir. This is flavored grease chicken. It wasn't the same, not even close. Dwayne says, Big Q, before I moved to Cali in 87, the NCAA Final Four was in New Orleans. In 86, I brought a pair of Brooks kicks who sponsored Pistol Pete and Patrick Ewing. I met Pistol Pete 2 years before he died. How about that? Yeah. Yep. How about that? Yeah. It's still, man, there's so much. It's just the city, man, good at bringing stuff. They always say it's considered a service town with the hotels, the casinos, the food, the restaurants, and all that kind of stuff. And they call it service town. Listen, it's a hub. It's a unique mix of cultures. I don't want to call it a melting pot. I just don't like how that sounds. But it's a unique mix of cultures, of food and religion and everything mixed together. All kind of ways. It's just a great mix. And the food, the paintings, all that is very unique and unlike any other thing. I hate to put on a damn commercial for the city, but I'm just talking about it's hard to find these recipes anywhere, Gundam says, Big Q, do you think is there any way we can keep Kwon Alexander? Sure there is. Sure, of course. This could be, and I was thinking about this the other day, family, about the Kwon Alexander thing. I'm going to say two things, matter of fact, about the defense. We're going to start with Kwon to ask you a question right there, Brother Gundam. But, of course, this is a blessing in disguise because losing Kwon Alexander, see, you don't lose. That's what I'm saying about the Black and Gold family. Despite whatever happens to you as a team, you don't lose. Now, Kwon gets hurt, you got a more than decent replacement in Alex Anzalone behind him. But the thing is with Kwon is this. With him getting hurt, that lessens his value or what he willing to ask going forward. That is another injury that'll cause him to bring that price down. And does he then stay with the team for a cheap, prove-it 1-year deal? Because the Saints are most certainly going to chop that contract off now. His contract this year was $500,000 something dollars, like 506 or something like that. It's a little bit over $500,000. Next year it jumps to 14. No doubt about it, the Saints cut that off. They're not going to pay $14 million for a player with another injury. So this could be one of the situations where the Saints could keep Kwon Alexander for a cheaper under a cheaper price, under a very doable deal, a 1-year prove-it deal with the team to stay with the Black and Gold. I do see that happening, but it's official. They're not going to take that contract. I told y'all that then. They was going to cut that contract off. This was, and this could work out in the benefit of him and the team overall, that he can come back on the team with a cheaper rate with the defense next year. So, I could see him coming back for a very respectable, team-friendly 1-year prove-it deal with the Black and Gold organization. So I definitely think that's a way we can keep him, Brother Gundam. And another thing, this is what I'm going to talk about dealing with the Saints and the Saints and the Bears matchup that nobody's not talking about. And this is just how my mind works because I'm a bit of a critical thinker and I like to look at different scenarios and stuff like that because you never know. The Saints take on the Chicago Bears. Mitch Trubisky is the quarterback. He's a shaky one at that. Trubisky is the game plan going into that game is to put pressure. If you're Dennis Allen, your game plan is to force Mitchell Trubisky to beat you throwing the ball. That's the game plan. You're going to blitz him. You're going to use the front four of those guys I just spoke about that are healthy and ravenous You're going to use those 4 defensive linemen among your interior linemen to get pressure on Mitchell Trubisky. And you're going to contain him in the pocket and force him to become a passer and beat you throwing the ball. That's how you play Mitchell Trubisky. You don't want to play him where you're going to give him the opportunity to scramble around on you, because he'll beat you that way. He'll pick up first downs because that's his comfort zone. You can't let him get in his comfort zone of doing that. So you force him to stay in the pocket and become a passer, right? We all know that, right? But let's say, for the sake of saying that Mitchell Trubisky doesn't do good in the game and they go to a change. Listen to me on this, because I'm telling you, this has a propensity to happen. This could happen. Let's say Mitchell Trubisky struggles in the game and they go to a quarterback change and go back to Foles. And halfway through the game. Those are 2 different quarterbacks. We have to be prepared for that scenario as well. And we talk about Nick Foles being who he is in the playoffs. He's shown over the few years or so, even with Philly, when he move on, that he gets in the playoffs and he becomes dangerous when he takes over. He comes in there, he got that experience. You think that Matt Nagy is going to sit on it while Trubisky struggle and stink up the place? You're mistaken. You're definitely mistaken. If Foles is good, if Mitch struggles, Foles is coming in the contest. And he's a different type of player than Mitch Trubisky. Foles likes to stand in the pocket and throw the deep ball, and he's a lot accurate than Mitchell Trubisky. And the playoffs is where he gets his shine on. If you go back and look up his playoff run, he gets his shine on in the playoffs. We have to be ready for that inevitability. I'm just keeping it real with you. Think about that, because that very well can happen. We could be causing problems so much so for Trubisky that he struggles and they go to Foles in that game. I'm just telling you something. You better listen. I'm telling you something. This is the stuff that you got to be prepared for. You know, if you're playing chess, not checkers, this is chess, right? And this is, you can't afford not to cover all your bases. It's the playoffs. That means, when are you done? Do you understand? So you have to look at any possibility, anything that might occur. And I'm thinking in my head, the Saints are going to ruffle that guy's feathers. He's going to knock Trubisky around. They're going to frustrate him. They're going to give him looks. They're going to pick him off a time or two, sack him a time or two. And that guy not going to sit on his ass while Trubisky stinking away the game. He's going to go to a QB change with Foles in there. And Foles going to come up in there throwing the ball down the field. And we're going to have to be ready for that. I'm just letting you know. I'm just throwing that out there. Because that could happen. Just keep that in the Great Saint mental Rolodex there. Keep that there. All right. Thank you, Gundam, for that question, bro. Rose City says, William Dick says, boy, this thing could be legendary. Madge says, Gundam was there 7 years ago. Beautiful classical colonial architecture. All right, family, talking about the city. Kevin, what's up, Kevin? Kevin Howell said the Cowgirls did it at AT&T Stadium first, removed the bottom seats and put a new seat. Yeah, they had standing seats, the standing room area, like you go there, and they have like an area where people just stand up, you know, at the top there. So, you know, yeah, they a lot. That's the vogue thing to do in the NFL now, is to have the seating arrangement on the floor. And I even seen basketball people were looking at doing at the arena, Phillips Arena. Used to call it Phillips. I don't know what they call it now. It used to be called the Omni for many days ago. I don't know what it is now. Most of our family members in Atlanta can tell me what it is. But the basketball arena down in Atlanta now, they have floor arrangements, or they were putting it together where there's a bar on the bottom floor level behind the basket, and they got an area there with stuff when people sit and all that kind of stuff. So they was doing that all over. It was a way to kind of make even more money, you know. So that's what they do. All right, Rush Hour said Saints is the dirty, dirty South. Who that Saints have taken it over with a massive sweep. Thank you, Rush Hour. Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right, let's keep it going. Any questions, concerns, comments, fam, drop it in the chat. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to be with y'all up to about 7:30 here. But any questions, concerns, comments, drop it in the chat. What's up, Miguel? Who that? He says, Georgia Popeyes got me sick. I know, bro. That's some grease-ass chicken. That was some burnt grease chicken. I don't know what that was. Spicy. It was flavored. I don't know what it was. I didn't like it. I was like, man, this is not, what is this? This is Popeye. Oh, man, you better cut it out, man. You talking to? You ain't got no Willie the Fool here. Madge says, you're right. I was surprised about the amount of graffiti in France and Spain. Idris says, number one, cause whenever we do, we end up losing? Also, how do we beat the Panthers and the Buccaneers and lose to the Eagles? Yep. Well, let me just say this, bro. You know, a lot of times, man, you look at some of these games, you see, man, how could the Saints lose to the Eagles? And, you know, and you go over the game, it makes no sense. You know, is that, you know, we give Coach Payton all the credit in the world, and we like to call him this and says this, that, and the third. But listen, man, Doug Peterson for Philadelphia pulled out Hurts, who gave him the better chance to win, to put in Nate Sudfeld, who don't even have a future as a starting quarterback, and said he wanted to see what he do in the crucial times of the moment. That was a lie, you know, and said that he gave him and see, that was a way of him throwing the game. But see, you can't get the reporters to even say that much. They can't even keep it real with you on that level. He threw the game. And that's what I be trying to get people to see, is to call it like it is. Stop playing with these people. Stop having make-believe tea parties with these people and tell the truth. Don't even get into that. You know, just go above it and say, man, I ain't gonna even engage with you like that, man. You know what this is. That guy threw that game. And you are not one of these people sit up there and said that guy threw the game. I'm telling you, he threw the game. That's what it was. He threw the game. Anytime you take out Hurts and put in Sudfeld, come on, man, in the waning moments, and the players like, what the hell? That's going to show you that it's a disconnect of what's really going on. See, a lot of times the players on the field don't have an idea. They don't have an idea. But the guys, the coaches and above them and up there, some of them do. You can't tell me that Dougie P ain't corrupt. Dougie P threw that game for whatever reason to get a better play. I mean, a draft pick, which ain't gonna do them no good because they don't draft well. They don't draft well. Every draft they ain't picking. They pick well with Hurts, but every draft they're not picking what they supposed to do. They don't draft well. They don't. That guy threw that damn game, man. He threw it, and then stood up there and lied about it to your face, and nobody challenged him on that and said this goddamn corrupt ass bastard threw the game. If I was Philly, I would be in Philadelphia. People, they out there letting them have it, and they deserve it. You got to let them have it, because you can't. If he doing stuff like that, how could you trust him moving forward in the big games? How could you trust him if he did that like that through the game? You supposed to play to win the games, Herm Edwards. We play to win the games. Remember that? You know, that guy's corrupt, man. He threw that goddamn game and then lied to you in your face. Oh, I just wanted to see, man. Come on, man. Keep it real, man. That's the problem here. It's a problem in society. Everybody won't play these plastic games. Stop playing plastic games. Stop playing plastic games. Keep it real. Keep it real. Hollywood is not real, fam. It's not. It's fake. I mean, all that shit's fake, man. All that. That's what Hollywood is. It's fake. That, you know, and we are real. We the reality. Hollywood and all that bullshit is fake, man. Keep it real. That goddamn guy is a corrupt snake. I'm telling you. You can't trust that guy in the big series like that. And they're not even calling them, all these people, because they sucking off the same plate as the rest of them. And that's how they keep them quiet. Keep it real, man. Keep it real. If you can't go somewhere and keep it real, then you somewhere you ain't supposed to be. If you can't do you and be you and keep it real, you need to look for somewhere else to be. Because you're supposed to be able to keep it real. You ain't supposed to be playing no foolishness like that. That goddamn bastard threw that game, man. I'm going to put Nate Sudfeld in there. Nate Sudfeld don't even much won't be in the game that late. He's like, Coach, put Hurts in the game. Put Hurts. Come on, man. Sudfeld don't even much won't be on now. He don't even sound like he know how to play football. A guy with a name like Nate Sudfeld sound like he deserved to be back there washing uniforms and not wearing them. All right, big ups to the family members. Jeff said, yeah, and they are not that good and they are expensive. Miguel, what's up, Miguel? All right, Mash says Nola is known for food and partying. No doubt about it. Been down here for years, and I can tell you that's an absolute fact. Miguel said, I bring me a couple noodles to work with my own Ziploc bag, cut of sausages and seasoning, bro. You know how to do it, bro. Jermaine says, Big Q, that's what I always tell one of my friends. He's a Cowgirls fan. I told him time have changed America team. The name is over. And it's going to be over because I don't foresee the Cowboys going to the Super Bowl yet. I mean, as long as they can get Jerry Jones out of the equation of fiddling around with the team, man, and get a real general manager, you know, I don't know, man. That it's going to be rough in Dallas for a while. Yep, NFC, and Elite says try to go to Popeyes anywhere out of the state, and you'll be asking for a refund. It's different, bro. I'm telling you. Lori, what's up, Lori? Who that? Miguel says can't cut him while hurt. He says Idris says I only one Popeyes in New Orleans. I found good one dish. All right. Trey says when he sold the founder. He says when he sold the founder of Popeyes kept New Orleans locations and the original recipes. That's right. The Canadian people, whoever that company is, that got it right there did it. So when he sold it to him, he knew eventually that he was going to come back with possibly they didn't want him to do a rival chain. And I don't know if that language was in there, but he never did. But he did. He came out with Copeland's. Remember that? And a lot of the recipes that he had with Copeland's, that's a whole nother thing. And I remember the original was Copeland is his name. And Copeland, Al Copeland, he was from, where was he at? From Chalmette. And I think his first restaurant was on Chalmette on Judge Perez, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a walk-in little deal, and it was the recipe that he got from his because they were wealthy. They came up wealthy, and they had his nanny cook or whatever it was, because he opened up the restaurant. Listen, this is in his history. He opened up the restaurant with his original recipe, and it failed. Then he came back again and opened it up with a new recipe, and then it blew up. What recipe he used, according to the word on the street, and the street as I know, is the fact that he used the nanny's recipe, which was the cook that was in it, because they came up wealthy, used his recipe, used her recipes to come up. And I don't know if she compensated them. They eliminate that part of the story, but I'm telling you what time it is. I know I'm from down there. I'm trying to tell you. All right, Dwayne. That's right. Q says Dwayne. Inevitable said, what up with Roquan Smith and Mooney? Them dudes playing. Right now, they DMP right now, Inevitable. Mooney's DMP right now. We covered the injury report a little earlier. And Roquan Smith is words on the street is that Roquan Smith might miss this contest, but we'll see. That could be a bunch of smoke and mirrors right now. Although it's just hump day, we won't know until it gets closer, because they could play a little Sean Payton type games, you know what I'm saying, and tell you that he's not going to play and that he actually is. So it's playoffs, and it's now or never. So we know sooner or later, them guys, if they can play, they most certainly will. So I would anticipate, like they're going to play, until we get there and say, okay, the guy don't play. But I'll be looking out for him anyway. All right, Elite says, talking about the one uptown St. Charles. Gundam says, thank Big Q. Good insight on Quan. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Troy says, we should be knocking Trubisky around. No doubt about it, bro. Knocking them all around. Miguel says, Zach Bourne playing with energy. He is. I just thought, and see, the thing about it is with Zach Bourne was, and I said this before, is that the reason why Zach Bourne isn't playing, I see he could have been an impact right now in that position where Alexander Anzalone's occupying, but he's not, because if you remember early on, the Saints was not giving him any playing time. He wasn't. And I'm like, listen, play these guys early so you can play them late. That's how it goes. If you give them the reps early, then you can count on them late. We didn't do that with Zach Bourne, did we? Remember that? We didn't do that. Zach Bourne, we kept asking, where's Zach Bourne? Where's Zach Bourne? Where's Zach Bourne? And then people asking, where's Zach Bourne? I say, Zach Bourne ain't ready to go. He's not. He's not ready for it. You don't want to have him in there getting toasted all over the place. And you say, well, Alex Anzalone going to get toasted. But I tell you what, Dennis Allen's going to put who he's comfortable with in there. And he's comfortable with Alex Anzalone, being that Alex Anzalone has been the starter at that off position the majority of the time outside of anybody else that's been here. He has more playing time behind DeMario in starting time than anybody be here. So it's an easy choice for Dennis Allen to put him in there. But I was saying early, play these guys early so you can play them late. Now it's the playoffs and you can't play them because they don't have enough experience to play. If you'd have played them earlier in the year and gave them that experience, then you'd have felt more confident about what their ability could be on the field and how they could help you in the playoffs. It didn't happen that way. It didn't. So eventually I think that, and I like Zach Bourne. He's the future of the position. So we'll see how it shakes, but he does bring energy. He plays well on special teams, but the Saints, it was all on them with that one, baby. The Saints, they should have played him a little bit more than what they play him. You put that on Dennis Allen. Sean Payton don't have a goddamn thing to do with that. You want to fuss at him? You better fuss at Dennis Allen, because that's his side of the ball. And Coach Payton let him run that any way he see fit. So I agree with you on that. He plays with energy, but I was like, Zach Bourne, he's the future. You might as well get in a position early on. But with the playoffs on deck, Alex Anzalone is going to be the guy they go with. All right, Dwayne says, I'm here, and Sac is hot literally and figuratively. Okay, Sacramento up there with Abraham. All right, Trey says, Trubisky's trash. I have no fear of him, only Nick Foles. Okay, I got you, bro. And I'm telling you, bro, see, it's a shaky proposition, man, with Mitchell Trubisky there. They caught fire with Trubisky, but don't think for a second that if Trubisky is going to struggle, and he will struggle, that they won't turn to Nick Foles in the playoffs. And now I keep telling y'all that Nick Foles in the playoffs is a dangerous commodity. If he gets in the playoffs, it's something else. I don't know what it is, but he does, it's weird. So you're going to have to prepare for both of them. And I'm telling you, Nagy will pull Trubisky out of there if he see him struggling, and we'll throw Foles in there. I'm just keeping it real. All right, Troy, let's keep it going. Idris says Foles better than Mitch, in my opinion. He is, bro. He is better, and he has more experience. And when you get into the playoffs with him, you better watch out. Troy says elite good. You better not be a Bear fan. JT, who that JD? He says, Q, okay, he giving a shout out to everybody. Big up, see you, JT. Inevitable says, that's good, bro, here. Hopefully we aren't taking these Bears lightly. We did Minnesota. Not the same, bro. I feel the nervousness now, Inevitable. I know you got that feeling, bro. But you got to understand, man, this is not going to be what it was against the Minnesota Vikings. This is not going to be the same way. And I'm saying it because, of course, y'all know I don't have a lot of confidence in Coach Payton to keep a balanced playbook because I've had too much historical experience with Coach Payton throughout the years. But on the back end of this year, the way he stuck to the running attack in the Minnesota matchup on Christmas Day and the Week 17 matchup and several matchups through the season makes me say, damn, did he finally get it? Did the bell go off and say, you know what? You're going to need this running attack. You do realize that, right? And not only are you going to need it, you don't realize that you're a better running team than passing team. People going to say, Q, that's not true. We a better passing team. No. No. The Saints are home. When the last time you known the Saints to put up 3 200-yard rushing games, 3 200-plus rushing yard games in the same season? And really could have been 5 of them if you think about it. When the last time you seen that happening? And people are in the opposition is going to make the problem. They're going to make the issue and think that the Saints are a passing team, and then you're going to bludgeon their ass with the running attack. I'm telling you. All right, let me hit a few of more of these comments here, family, and then we're going to jump into the chat right here. Got a family member chime in. Then we got CT Crush. I'm going to give him an opportunity to chime in. I'm going to be with you guys up until 7:35, and then we're going to peel out. All right, Miguel said the rookies are solid. Zach kind of had to learn how to play standing up. Trey says, just observe and take notes. That's right. Tori says, yeah, we've been missing you out there. Closed caption. What's up, fam? Who that to you? Good to see you in the chat, bro. All right. Big ups to you, Lori. I see you. Kenny Sutton, who that to you, fam? Good to see you in the chat as well. All right. Kenny says they just using Mitch for his running ability and play action. No doubt about it. But when you hold him in that, when you get Mitchell Trubisky and trap him in that pocket and force him to throw as a passer, he has issues. He's not comfortable doing that. So you have to stop Montgomery, who's their running back, who's a pretty good one, by the way. Jimmy Graham is the fallback option for Mitchell Trubisky. And, of course, Allen Robinson is a pretty good wide receiver. A lot of people don't talk about Allen Robinson, but he'll knock your head off. So, and, of course, Mooney's a deep threat who's very much an X factor. So you're going to have to get pressure on him. And listen, you cannot take any team lightly that's in the playoffs. You can't do it because they're in the playoffs for a reason. Now we drew the worst, what is it? I guess we drew the worst seed or the lowest seed in the playoffs and the Chicago Bears, but they can to a degree run the ball and they do have playmakers on the defensive side and offensive side of the ball. We're talking about guys like Allen Robinson. We're talking about guys like Dave Montgomery and Graham. You got guys like that can hurt you. And, of course, Mooney's a deep threat. Then you got guys on the defensive side like Khalil Mack and Hicks and Smith if he's playing, Danny Trevathan. You got some players there, man, that can do some things. So you're going to have to be smart. You're going to have to let them make the mistakes, and you're going to have to turn the pressure up knock Trubisky around, and when you get that ball, you make sure you lay up on that ball. Do you understand what I'm saying? You lay up on that ball, meaning you let the air out the ball, meaning that you run the ball and run the clock. You cannot be striking fast and giving these teams opportunities. You control the ball and you take possessions away from them, just like you did in the Minnesota game, just like you did in the Carolina Panther game. Let that mindset be the mindset that you take into the playoffs, because it's about running attack and then the passing game off the back of the running attack, because with the run, you can control the flow of the game because you control the clock. That's no ifs, ands, or buts. And with the heavy running game, you neutralize the officials. So the running game is too important to disrespect it in a way where you trying to throw the ball 30 plus times with Drew Brees. No. You got those running backs, run the ball. And another big thing about the running attack, you didn't have no running backs in week 17, and you still put 150 up on the Carolina Panthers. Regardless if the Carolina Panthers have a 501c3 ass defense, that ain't the point. The point is they still an NFL team that you put 150 something yards up on in that matchup. You did that to them without a running back room with two utility players running the ball behind that offensive line. So rest assured, like I said, that when you see stuff like that, you better understand what you have. And I've been saying this all season long, that the Saints' true power is the rushing attack. And Peyton is finally getting that. He finally getting that. He's like, man, we ran for $150 plus, and we ain't even have no running backs. We was using you. Yeah, duh. And then the cold-blooded part about it is, like I was telling the rest of the Great Saint Think Tank members, is that the Great Saint Think Tank and the Who Dat Nation been yelling that shit all year long. We was yelling that all year long. You go back and look at the shows of me sitting up here talking about run the damn ball and all this kind of stuff. You ain't remember the shirts, all the damn shirts making up through the year. You ain't. What was the one I said? You ain't building no spaceships. Run the ball. But the cold blood about it is, this is how people minds work. The cold part is, they're not going to remember you telling them to run the ball when he wasn't running the ball. But now that he's running the ball, he going to get credit like he was running the ball. But you was yelling it the whole way when we was failing and stumbling and barely beating teams by 3 points. You was telling them all season long to run the damn ball. But you ain't going to get no credit. And nobody going to remember you for saying that. But when he start running it, they going to give him the credit like he was doing it all year long. Isn't that something? I'm saying peep game with that, man. Peep game with that. 2 rushes, first down. 2 rushes, first down. Remember that shit? Why would I need to make a song called 2 rushes, first down if the guy running the ball? You sound crazy. Why would I need to make a shirt up called 2 rushes, first down? 2 rushes, first down. I wouldn't need to do that. But they will not remember that shit. I'm telling you, it's weird, man. It's weird. It's weird, man. It's some type of weird psychosis. I don't know what it is, but it's real strange and weird how the mind works. Some people mind work anyway. I'm telling you, he gonna get credit at the end of this year like he was doing it all year long. When you was saying it consistently and thoroughly, day after day, week after week. How many times we in here? We here 6 days out of a 7-day week. And the majority of those 6 days out of a 7-day week, the sports coma is on every damn day, except for Saturdays. And sometimes we'll pop up on your ass on a Saturday. So 6 out of 7 days, we consistently telling your ass every damn day damn near to run the ball. But they ain't going to give you or me no credit for saying that. But he going to get that credit like he was doing it from the jump. Ain't that crazy? I'm just saying. It's just what I noticed, man. I'm just saying. All right, but anyway, family, we're going to bounce it to the chat here. We got family members waiting on CT Crush. I'm going to bring CT Crush in this piece, man. Hold on just a second, my brother. I'm going to give a few shout-outs. JT says, Q, remember the names Hakeem, Jimmy Graham, Mooney, and I can't remember the other guy. The other guy? Oh, you talking about on defense? Jackson? Eddie Jackson? Because he's a beast, too. From the very opportunistic safety that Jackson kid is. Joe Gidry, what's up, Joe? Who that to you, bro? Good to see you in the chat. Rose City says, he was AK when they played Chicago, and AK had 160 scrimmage yards that game. So imagine Roquan being out this game. Yep, that's true. Big ups to the family members in here. as well. Inevitable says if Roquan is out, Chicago almost doesn't stand a chance. They're saying that he's not supposed to play. I read in the report early this morning. I don't know how true that is. I say we still preparing like he's going to play. Roquan Smith and Danny Trevathan, those guys are good sideline to sideline guys. Like I said, they don't have a complete team, but they got enough of personnel to make it interesting, especially if Khalil Mack gets going. You see what I'm saying? It could be problematic. I'm just saying. It could be problematic. So we cannot allow that to happen. We got to be able to run the damn ball and eat the clock. See, the running game is even more imperative in the playoffs than it is in any other part of the season. You have to be able to run if you control the clock. Do you not understand that you steal a significant portion of the offensive playbook away from them without even trying? You just operate in the run. And the Saints do it so well. They had 7 rushing touchdowns against the Minnesota Vikings, despite the fact that the Minnesota Vikings are a trash team, no doubt about it. But the reality is they're still a pro team. You still put up 7 rushing touchdowns against a team. And then that's in two really eye-opening facts that we tend to overlook like they regular facts. Listen, these are not regular facts here that I'm quoting and telling you about. These are the type of facts that just blow your brain of how that shit works. Like you look at the fact that the Saints had 7 rushing touchdowns on Christmas Day against the Minnesota Vikings and blew them out the dome after they started running the ball. Because at one point it was neck and neck. They was running, cooking all that. Then the Saints started running the ball and ran away from it because the Vikings couldn't stop them. 7 rushing touchdowns in that matchup absolutely blows my mind. You put 7 rushing touchdowns on the NFL team. You did that on Christmas Day. Then you didn't come back and with another incredible feat with the running attack by putting up 150 plus yards on the Carolina Panthers, despite the fact that they trashed, you still did it. $150, and you lost your entire running back room to C19. You did it with Ty Montgomery and Taysom Hill. How did you put 150 yards up on them people? Another blown thing that should make a guy as hard-headed as Sean Payton says, man, you know what? That was 7 rushing touchdowns on them. Wow, we are really good running the ball. You know what? That was really awesome, bro. We put 150 plus yards up on the Carolina Panthers, and none of our running backs was there. We was using utility players. Our running attack must really be good. Our offensive line must really be good. Well, guess what? Guess who was saying that shit all season long? You and me here at the Great Saint Think Tank. Welcome to the party. Welcome. Let's just hope it sticks for the playoffs is what I'm saying. Let's just hope it sticks for the playoffs. All right, let's go on, man. We're going to go on to the caller. We're going to have chime in here. Brother CT Cole, welcome to the show, my friend. How you doing today?
Whoa, what up, Big Q? What's happening with you, baby?
I'm doing good, bro. Welcome to the show. How you doing today, my friend?
Man, I'm good. I'm cooling. I'm just waiting on this game. You know, it's one thing about it, like you said, how we have so many rushing touchdowns against the Vikings a couple weeks ago. It's almost congruent or equal to, if you look at the stats, how Drew Brees went 31 for 41, 2 touchdowns, 280 yards when we played the Bears earlier this year with no Emmanuel Sanders and no Michael Thomas. I think our coaching is just spreading the ball around. I think we could get through that. I think we didn't see both spectrums of the Bears offense from a mobile quarterback to a pocket passer. When we played them last year, we manipulated the game. We didn't let Mitchell Trubisky get out of the pocket. He didn't really make a scene with his feet. You know, their offensive line, I think, was a little bit depreciated as far as talent when we played them. But last year, this year, the offensive line is a little bit better. But David Montgomery doesn't just go crazy on us. You know, he had a pretty good game. I think he had 96 yards when we played him in week 8. But, you know, I think just matchup-wise, it's just not a good matchup for them. It's just not climate controlled in the dome. If Roquan Smith don't play, bro, oh, Lord. I don't even want to sound like that because that's being ostentatious, that's looking forward. And any given game you could get beat. So I don't want to come off like that. But you know, Alvin Kamara is that prototypical back that you need, that real rangy linebacker, sideline to sideline, to cover like that. And even with him in the game, I feel like we did a good job as far as manipulating him with matchups, taking advantage of the weak spots, and doing what we needed to do. Trevathan is very fast too, but Roquan, he really is that straw that stirred the drink on that defensive side. So, it'll be weird to if he doesn't play. But like you said, you can't go into a game hoping that their best player don't play. You can't go into a game thinking that that's what that is, because this is gamesmanship at its best. So that's not what we're doing. Um, and even with that, we still like the number third running game in the league right now. Even with the times that we don't run the ball that well, you know, I think we just don't match up well. I think it's gonna come down to energy. It's just gonna come down to energy. We gotta come out ready to play. We gotta play faster than them. I don't see us getting on top of them and they coming back in the game. So that means this game, I feel like we should get the ball if we win the toss, run it down their throat, get them discouraged early, and let them try to climb up, fill the box up defensively. Don't let them throw the ball. Don't let them run the ball. Don't let David Montgomery go ham on us. Put it on Mitchell Trubisky on. You take away everything else. You say, Mitch, if you're gonna beat us, you're gonna beat us with your arm. And that's how we gonna beat them. I don't think it's gonna happen. That's weird. You had said 3,000 people. Is that what you said?
Yep, roughly the report indicated that roughly around 3,000 people would be permitted in the dome. I don't know how they're going to do the tickets or how they dwell them out. They probably want to contact who they use, SeatGeek. I won't say they use SeatGeek,
Uh,
so you might want to look that up, family, for those family members that want to attend the game. It's
yeah.
probably going to be it's going to be pricey, but go to SeatGeek and look it up and see what you can find there, because I think they're only allowing a certain amount of people, and that's about 3,000 people. I think the report indicated.
Wow, that's interesting. No, that's got to be the biggest count this year, right?
Yeah, that is the biggest.
That I'm glad that would come about at this time. Even though it doesn't really make too big of a difference now, it just, I guess, you as a fan, you just love to see the dome rocking. It's just a weird place to see one big hollow place like that. I
Yeah,
remember week one when we played the Bucks. It was like, man, what are we watching? Like, if I was like, man, we watching a dog show or what? Like, it's no noise, there's nothing going on. It was just weird, like a old scrimmage or something. But you know, if they could make that happen, that would be awesome. I just think it come down to energy though, BQ. You know,
right.
I think every matchup, every position, we just match up way better. It's not a good matchup for them. The Vikings is one of those teams. Mike Zimmer is one of those coaches. They just match up pretty good against us. It's just a bad matchup. I think the Cowboys is one of those teams too because they got good linebackers. But everybody was, I think it was an 8, 9 point spread last year. We supposed to beat the Vikings. We didn't. Nobody really sees the ins and outs and the matchups like you should see them. And me being who I am, I knew. I was like, there's a big chance we could lose this game because Kyle Rudolph could do something to us that could hurt us. And that's exactly what really kind of happened. But this game, it ain't nothing to do with that. I'm confident. I just think it come down to energy. Don't come out flat. Don't come out laying the egg. Don't come out thinking that the game is over already. Play your position, play it well, play it high octane, play for each other. I don't see the Bears beating us from an X and O standpoint, from a coaching standpoint. If you look at the kicking, you might say Santos is a little bit better than Will Lutz has been this season. But if you're looking at that, bruh, and you saying that the kicking game is probably the better thing that they have over the Saints, and you leaning on that, like that's your claim to fame, then you got some issues. You got some real big issues if you thinking that could make the big deal. So I don't see them having any type of matchup with us on the field. If we could come out and play our game, I think it's over with. I got my belt on my shoulder because that's what it is. That's what it is. It's playoff time, baby. It's championship time, and that's what we are. That's what we got to do. But I ain't gonna hold you too long. I just wanted to get my 2 cents in the thing. Tell everybody who that, and we gonna holler at you later, baby.
Well, I appreciate you for stopping by, my brother, as usual. Dropping some knowledge on the great Saint Think Tank, brother CT Crush. Who that to you? And much
Yes,
love,
sir.
bro. Who that? That's brother CT Crush job. And always good to hear from that brother, man. Got to always have a very, very solid-minded person, man. Like how he see the world and how he articulates it as well. So, I mean, that's just absolutely terrific. And family members just seen, I just flashed early on the report that was just dropped not too long ago, showing the family members about the fact that All-Pro Mike Thomas, Deontay Harris returned to practice. 3 running backs reinstated. That does not include Alvin Kamara. Now, I'm going to go over it with the family members again, and this will be the last report before we end the show. Give me just a second, and I'll share my screen with the family members, and we'll go over it. All right, once again, here you go. All-Pro Michael Thomas, Deontay Harris returns to practice. 3 running backs restated from the C19 list for those who want to know. Here it is. This was dropped by Amy. The Saints are not yet at full strength as the as of Wednesday preceding the first playoff game against the Bears, but several players were back in action. Of course, we talked about Michael Thomas, All-Pro Deontay Harris were designated to return from the IR, which is good, and we're back. Thomas has been hampered by ankle injuries, and Harris hasn't been in game action since the 22nd due to the neck injury. And additionally, 3 running backs who were designated high-risk close contacts with Alvin Kamara were removed from that list so they can resume participation at practice. That was Latavius Murray, Michael Burton, and Dwayne Washington. They were all back at that are all good to go. Now, because Thomas and Harris are still on injury reserve, they do not have to be added to the practice report. Players who are designated to return from injury reserve have a maximum of 21 days to practice with the team before teams have to decide to bring them back into the fold on active roster or keep them on injury reserve for the remainder of the season. The Saints have used the entire window for any player so far. They haven't used it so far yet this season and have activated most of their players 3 days before designating them for a return. The one recent exception has been with the cornerback Patrick Robinson, who was designated for return from injury report last Wednesday and was not activated for the game against the Panthers. Now, Coach Payton, when asked about Thomas's health, he said he wouldn't be giving any injury updates, but did note that Thomas had been working at it and trying to get back, but will get a better feel this week as he progresses his progress he's made, and hopefully that's significant. Thomas first landed on the injury report the Saints season opener against Tampa Bay September the 13th after his ankle was rolled up on behind by Latavius Murray. You mean let that be a lesson to clear out your blocks. That's what the coach used to tell me when I played. Clear out the blocks, which means whoever you block and push his ass into the stands. When you don't do that, you leave yourself open for all kind of stuff. It happened to Traquan Smith. It happened to Michael Thomas. Let that be a lesson to all young football players out there, and even the ones that's playing in the NFL, to clear out your blocks. Push their ass into the concession stands like Terron or Ryan Ramczyk would do. That way you don't have to worry about people falling on the back of your legs or your ankles and you having issues like that. And that's what the coach always told me. All right, as well. So Thomas first landed on the report back on September the 13th. After that game with the Bucs, Thomas missed 6 games after the opener before coming back against the 49ers on November the 15th, but he remained on the injury report off and on through week 14 before the Saints placed him on IR in hopes that staying off the ankle would help him be healthy for the playoffs, and by indications of saying that he is. In total, the reigning offensive player of the year only has 438 yards receiving on 40 catches through 7 games this season. Harris, which is the Deontay NFL reigning All-Pro return specialist, played in just 9 games this season, has 186 yards receiving on 20 catches, 51 yards rushing on 6 carries, 643 combined on kicks and punt. Thomas and quarterback Drew Brees, who's missed 4 games due to having 11 fractured ribs, punctured lung, have only played in 10 quarters of football together this season. The earliest Kamara can be back. Now, of course, you're looking at, I got it highlighted, is that the Saints still have 3 players on the reserve C-19 list. That's Alvin Kamara, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, and DJ Swearinger. The earliest Kamara can be back on the active roster is Sunday, while Gardner-Johnson could potentially be back to practice on Thursday. We'll learn more about DJ Swearinger's situation a little later on in this week, because there's no real information out there that I've seen about DJ Swearinger, man. So, we'll keep looking as well. So that's a bit of the late information right there, just to let them know the family members' action about Mike Thomas and Deontay Harris. They return to practice, and of course 3 running backs are reinstated, and those running backs are Latavius Murray, Dwayne Washington, and Michael Burton, the fullback. Kamara doesn't come back until Sunday. Does he play? Hell yes, he plays. Hell yes, he plays. Ain't too many people in better shape than Alvin Kamara. Not too many of them. Just letting you know. But anyway, family, that's going to do it for the Great Saint. Well, that's going to do it for the Sports Coma on this edition. I appreciate you guys for chiming in and stopping by the show this time around. Much love to you guys. Appreciate you being here. I appreciate brother CT Crush dropping by, dropping some knowledge on the family members in this one as well. Now, of course, as we move further, this Hump Day Thursday, we'll come back and drop the latest injury report news as well. Who that to you, Kelly? Good to see you in the chat, fam. We'll come back with the latest news going down the line tomorrow to see what's going on as Mike returns and all the family members go back to practice. We'll get a little bit more information on what's going on with DJ Swearinger, Taysom Hill, and of course we'll get some more analyzation from Coach Payton and players as well for Thursday's show. And it's approaching, man. It's the playoffs. This is playoff week right here, Wildcard playoff week. The black and gold going down Sunday afternoon, and it just feel good. This playoff time, baby. Playoff time in the Big East is going down in a major way. So once again, I'd like to thank all the family members for jumping in this thing today. Please hit the like button. If you aren't a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe to the Great Saint Think Tank as we move forward. So make sure you guys check out the Pro Shop. Hold on, let me see if I can find that ad right there. You guys check out the Pro Shop for the latest gear, the Trust the Payton tees, Trust Fundamental Football, 2 rushes, first down. God is a Saints fan. All of the great tees are available. Also available long sleeve. They're also available in hoodies. So all of that is available. It's hundreds of dozens of products at the Pro Shops. It's several different Pro Shops. Hats, all kind of stuff. Gaiters, all of that. Face masks, all of that stuff is available at the Pro Shop. When you shop at the Pro Shop, link is in the description section. It helps out the stream. It helps out the platform. It gives us a source of revenue that we do, and we then invest back into the platform to make sure things are a lot smoother, better, and faster. Because after all, the Great Saint Think Tank deserve a really professional platform, and that's what we bring it to the family members because of you. So none of this would be worth anything if it wasn't for you. So check out the Pro Shop. Also, feel free to go to Pro Radio. Spreaker.com/the Sports Comb is available. Links in the chat. In the description section below. All of it's neatly put together in the description section, so you can join Pro Radio as alternative broadcasting system. In case something happens with YouTube, you can always still be there at Pro Radio and find that all of these shows, old and latest shows from the Sports Coma, Ring Kings Boxing, Tough Tiger Talk, all that stuff is available at Pro Radio. It's free to join. Look for the link in the description section and join us. Big ups to all the family members that's involved in our Patreon family who's subscribed to become Patreon, and our family members of the YouTube members. Much love to the family members, and thank y'all for y'all support every month. Like I said, all that we get doesn't go in my pocket. It goes back into the platform to improve upon the platform to keep doing shows daily, and we're going to keep this thing moving along, and we're growing exponentially. So if you want to be a part of the Patreon, feel free to join patreon.com/Pro Media Network. And when you join at Patreon, you get access to lock content, which is a TSC Q&A live show that we do every Tuesday. So every Tuesday on Patreon, we do a lock show over 2 hours. It's over 30 something shows available there. And of course, On Cue with Big Q, our news show that we do, we talk about that real, that's available. Over a dozen of those shows available. So you join the Patreon, get access to all that live content as well. So I'd like to thank all the family members for dropping by on this episode of the Sports Coma. Wednesday, Wildcard Wednesday, Saints Talk, baby, going down. I hope I answered all of you guys' questions, concerns, or comments. If not, we'll try again tomorrow when we come back for the Thursday show of the Sports Coma as well. So much love to you guys. I appreciate y'all for chiming in. All my Pelican people out there that love the Pels, feel free to go to the Pelican Post-Game Report and subscribe. If you aren't a subscriber, join the Pelican Post-Game Report. Today we'll do a recap show later on tonight after the Pelicans whoop on some Thundertail. So without, we'll see at the end of the day. But we feel free to go there. LSU family members, join Tough Tiger Talk. That's right, our LSU broadcast. All of those links for all the alternative platforms are in the description section, neatly tucked there as well. So I thank y'all for being here. Much love to the Who Dat family members, the Great Saint Think Tank, and I'll see y'all on Thursday. Peace, much love. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. Who Dat?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, Who Dat Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with